The MLB Gambling Podcast on the Sports Game Podcast Network is brought to you by Fantasy. Get up to 1K in a positive match with Network Fantasy. The promo code MLB SGPN. And welcome, everybody, to the MLB Gambling Podcast here on the Sports Game Podcast Network. It's currently Tuesday afternoon, August 12th, around 5 p.m. Eastern Time. I'm Rose Scott Rachel, joining Gamble Lonte. It's been together. We're going to break down the games for the Wednesday card. Lonte, how's it going with you? I know normally earlier in the week you'd be with Mal. Of course, we had to go Bizarro World Week because I'll be in Vegas for the rest of the week. So I'm back again here on Tuesday. Lonte, hopefully you don't mind. But how's it going? What's up?
Man, we pretty much power through these. Me and Mal go in left field a lot. So we power through these pretty quick. So I mean, it's all good, man. I'm good. Hopefully we start off the week with some winners. I know we were on yesterday, so hopefully we can parlay that into some winners tomorrow. I don't know. Were you on Sunday? You probably got the whole week covered.
So I was on Sunday, I was on Monday, now I'm on Tuesday, but I'm going to be off until basically next, I'm going to be off for a while, actually.
Oh, okay, yeah, so you're good.
Because we're going back to the old schedule, too, so I'll be doing the prop shows. I did the Tuesday prop show with Adam today. I'll be doing another one later this week. But for the actual game breakdowns, I'm not going to, actually, no, Mal's not available all of next week. So, yes, I'll be back on Monday next week.
All right, cool. Sounds good.
So,
yeah, but everything's good, man. Everything's good.
Yeah, I had to think quickly about the schedule, but I remember Mal said he's not going to be available. So, basically, Mal's filling in for me this week, and I'm going to fill in for Mal next week, and it kind of balances out. So, that's how it goes.
Perfect.
But, yeah, I know that you said that your podcast episodes with Mal sometimes go into left field. Dylan and I kind of have an unofficial, official left field segment. Once we finish the games in like 35 minutes, we just rant and like riff for about 10, 15 minutes. So we kind of have like a designated just rant corner at the end.
Yeah, that's
so
cool.
we've kind of turned that into a thing. But either way, the point is we do have a lot of games to get into. So we'll get into them right now. Before we get into any of the games for Wednesday, a reminder that you could also check out Sports Game Podcast. They're doing another pack break with Dabs. You ever do one of those? You ever do a pack break? Lonte, you ever do one of those?
Oh, I'm sorry. No, I was on mute. No, never in my life.
Neither have I. So I heard it's fun. Never did it. I know Adam ended up investing in a Rams pack and some other team that I forgot. I've never done it. I'm not really that interested, to be honest, but it seems like
for
fun.
Rich people, that's for rich people like Adam, Kramer, and Sean.
I mean, I can afford it. I just don't really know how I'm going to keep tabs on a card if I'm watching it over. You know what I mean? Like somebody opens a card from you thousands of miles away. I don't know what I'm supposed to do. I get it in the mail? Is that like a FedEx thing? Is that like UPS? Like who do I contact with that? But either way, if you want to get in on the card craze that's going on, check out the actual stream tonight at around 10 p.m. Eastern. Get your team now. Teams will sell out. Go to sportsgamepodcast.com/break and use promo code SGPN for 10% off. That's sportsgamepodcast.com/break with the code SGPN for 10% off. So even when you were growing up, were you ever a card collector with like a sibling, like your dad? You ever collect cards back in the day?
Yeah, when I was a kid, like Pokemon cards, baseball cards, basketball.
You were a Pokemon or a Yu-Gi-Oh card guy?
Pokemon. I never really could.
I was more of a Yu-Gi-Oh guy, to be honest.
Yeah, so we're complete opposite. Yeah, but
I had the games. I had like Ruby and Leaf Green and stuff, so I played.
Oh yeah, of course. Yeah, from my Game Boy Advance. Yeah,
of course. SP. You gotta include the SP. It's a big difference in the consoles.
Yeah, but I collect like Pokemon. Really big on baseball, basketball, football. Me and my friends used to do a bunch of trading and just typical kid stuff. But back then, I mean, now it's kind of hard to. It's obviously it's monetized, so it's a little bit harder to do it now. But it was pretty cool at the time though.
I would say my card journey was mostly just after Little League or something on Sundays. I'd go with my dad to Target and we would just get some packs and just open some stuff. I didn't really think of it in terms of, flipping it for money. It was more just like, I'm going to hang out with my dad and we'll just organize some cards and put it in a binder. Fair. I still have a bunch of binders in my dad's place with cards. So that was kind of
you might be a rich man. You might need to go check those out.
I have to look. I have a couple. I know I have a decent amount of jersey cards. I remember that I have one combo jersey card with LaDainian Tomlinson and Clint Portis. I don't know how expensive that is, but that aged pretty well. Well, the Portis part, not so much. I think he's in jail right now. But the LaDainian Tomlinson part did. But, yeah, I have a bunch of cards. I got to look through them. I remember I had a Future Stars card on Troy Tulowitzki, like Team USA, like under 17 card. Like I don't know if that's worth anything, but it sounds cool. I remember it. So
you never know, man. It's only worth what somebody's willing to pay for it.
I had a Ewing jersey card, I think. But either way, I got to look through those one day with my dad. But it was mostly just for bonding. And then I ended up getting into the virtual card thing when it was still in beta, the NBA Top Shot, whatever the hell.
Yeah, I remember
which I think is a pure Ponzi scam, by the way. Like, full disclosure. Like, I don't believe in any of that. But I knew that if I got my cards and sold before it became extremely popular, I would get paid. So I turned $18 into $820.
That's dope.
I withdrew my money and never went back. So that was my entire virtual card experience that I had. Really that was basically it. So, and of course I had some Yu-Gi-Oh stuff. I wasn't even real cards though. I go to Chinatown and buy the bootleg cards that they had in New York City, because it wasn't even about the actual, like I'd say authenticity. It was just about, can you just give me all the good cards? And I would just get these fake cards in Chinatown with like English definitions that like were just made up. They just weren't real cards. Right. But you know what I'm talking about.
Yeah, it's funny looking back at that. Yeah, it is.
The bootleg cards and stuff. I never had a dual disc though. I never had one of those. But did you ever have one of those?
No, I didn't. I did not.
My friend did, and I was a little bit jealous that he had like the official dual disc thing.
No, I didn't. I didn't have one of those.
Yeah, but either way. Anyway, that's basically all of the card stuff that I did back in the day. Anyway, moving on to the actual games here for Wednesday. Starting off with a game where we don't have a line on. So I guess we'll get them out of the way early. So you have the Tigers against the White Sox. Now, once again, no lines, so who knows. You have Smith allegedly against we don't know. Detroit will be favored, but I don't have anything else to add. I'll ask you, though, about Smith, because this season has been okay. Basically the same pitcher home and road. Mm-hmm. He's been pretty good lately. Yep. Last 2 starts, 9 1/3, 4 runs allowed. He was an all-star because somebody had to do it for the White Sox. But I'll ask you in this game, I'll ask you what your cutoff is for Detroit. Because Smith is okay,
he is.
But he goes no distance at all, which is concerning.
Yeah, I think it's going to be Skubal. That's what I saw. I saw Skubal listed earlier. I don't know if that'll change, but if it is Skubal, obviously the Detroit will be probably unbackable, to be quite honest with you. But Smith has been, pretty good his last 2 starts, but he has struggled at home in his last 3, 12 earned in his last 3 at home. So that's something to monitor. I mean, it would probably be an under for me if it is Skubal, but if not, then I might look over, just because I think Detroit's offense should be able to get to Smith. Just because of his recent home struggles. I weigh those a lot more than because he's coming off injury. So, that's it's always tough. He's had 2 good starts, but again, if it is Skubal, I don't look for White Sox to get any damage at all. So, depending on what it is, I would probably be, pro White. I would be pro Tigers in this spot.
Yeah. Once again, if Skubal's pitching, it's tough to go against him ever, even though he was not very good last start against the Angels. But I do think a lot of it's price dependent, so I'm going to have to kind of plead the fifth on this one. I don't really have much to add. I got to wait for lines. Moving on to the next game, I'd look at a matchup between the Pirates and the Brewers. You have Keller against Woodruff. Now, for the pricing, Milwaukee is around -190. Sounds about right. For Pittsburgh, I see around +160. For the over-under, I see 7.5. Now, Keller has been good this season. Woodruff has been very good. Was good against the Mets on Friday night. Brewers -1.5 is +110. I took the 1.5 as my lock in the last episode. Quintana was solid, and it didn't even matter because Heaney was terrible. But Milwaukee's a wagon. I got nothing else to add. This team's a machine. Give me Milwaukee at home again, -1.5. Plus money. Yeah. With Woodruff, I'll take the +110. Sure.
Yeah, I might take a shot with Pittsburgh first 5, but not full game. Woodruff, he's been really good, but whenever he's not allowing a ton of contact, but whenever he does, he's allowing home runs. So 7 home runs in his last 6. And Keller's been solid, but his hit rate is a bit high. He's at 8 earned on 12 hits in his last 2 on the road. So that's somewhat concerning, but I think it'd be fine in the spot early on. And if you can, if we can have a 0-0 game going forward, I think we get that +0.5 a run in the first 5. So I'll take Pittsburgh first 5.
I didn't mind the first 5 under in this game. But I do think Milwaukee right now, whether it's luck or not, I don't really care. They keep cashing tickets, so I'll keep backing them until they prove me wrong. Moving on to the next game, Nationals taking on the Royals. For this one, you have Irvin against Lugo. Now, for the pricing, Kansas City's a massive favorite, minus 190 or so. You have the Nationals at around plus 160. For the over-under, I see 9. Now, Irvin this season's been very up and down. I would say recently it has been mostly down. Last start, he was okay, though, against the Giants, 5 1/3, 3 earned, but he has allowed 4 home runs in his last 3 starts, so he has had some issues keeping the ball in the ballpark. For Lugo, he was in pretty good form, then he got destroyed against Minnesota last start, 4 innings, 7 earned, but his ERA is 2.69 at home, so he has been objectively better at home. The problem is, I understand that Keller is a better pitcher than Irvin, for example. I just don't see how the Royals are the same price as Milwaukee. I just don't understand 190 in the situation. So when I'm comparing the prices there, Milwaukee's been a wagon. I get Keller's good. I get Irvin's not. But Lugo got shelled last start. The Nationals stink. I get it. 190 on Kansas City? I can't do that. Give me the Nationals plus 158 on principle.
Yeah, I'll stay away from that side. I like the over. If you look at Irvin, he's been pretty inconsistent with his innings pitched over his last handful of starts. He's got a high hit rate, and you contrast that to Lugo, who's been up and down over his last handful of starts. He's allowed multi-home runs in 4 of his last 6. He's also walking a ton of guys. He's got 10 walks in his last 3. But he has been solid at home. But I don't really want to, like you said, that price point is a little bit too high and out of my range. So I think both teams can have success offensively. So I'm going to go over. And I think Kansas City will probably get close to that number by themselves. I can see them scoring, 5-6 runs by themselves.
Yeah, I like the over, too, in this matchup. I think it should be pretty fun. But I do think you're looking at just a number that's too big for Kansas City, as far as I'm concerned. Moving on to the next game, Rockies taking on the Cardinals. It looked dangerous there for Colorado for a bit. We had a no-hitter with Mikolas going for about 5+ innings. Then they led the game. And, of course, they choked it because of the Rockies. But for this game, you are looking at Gomber against McGreevy. For the pricing, the Cardinals are minus 200. The Rockies are around plus 170, plus 180. For the over-under, I see 9. For the run line in this game, you have the Cardinals minus 1.5 at around minus 105. I see the Rockies at around minus 115. I feel like I got to just fade Gomber. McGreevy, I don't think is that great, but I do think at the end of the day, the Rockies on the road are just an absolute joke. I know we've made a lot of money fading them all season. I'm not going to reinvent the wheel here. I think minus 105, saving $1 and change, going with the run line compared to the money line. Yeah. McGreevy's been better than I anticipated. I'll put it that way. He's not been good, but I think he's been fine, which is good enough for me. Gomber's a mess. Bit of a revenge start here for Gomber because he was the Cardinals prospect that got traded for Arenado. But I am going to go with the Cardinals minus 1.5. The Rockies are a joke. That's kind of the only thing I need to mention, is it?
Yeah, I agree with you. So I like 3 things. I like the first 5 team total over for St. Louis. I like the full game team total over, and I like the full game over. Simple. It's pretty much simple. Gomber's allowed a home run in 7 straight. 4+ earned in 3 of his last 4 on the road. In his last matchup against St. Louis, he allowed 11 hits, 5 earned runs off of those 11 hits in a July start. And McGreevy's coming off, a really good outing versus Chicago. I think he threw 6 scoreless, if I'm not mistaken. But prior to that, he hadn't been good at home. He allowed 16 in his 3 games prior at home. So
that Cub start though is very, very impressive.
Yeah, he allowed a lot of contact, but which is another reason why I can kind of like the over because. I think Colorado will be able to hit the ball off of him. So it's an overfest for me, mostly with the St. Louis team totals for first 5 and full game. But I do like the full game over as well.
Yeah. Moving on to the next game, Diamondbacks taking on the Rangers. Rangers, for maybe a week, people thought they were good again. And now they are back to being bad because they have been really bad over the last week or 2. So for the matchup, you have Gallen against Kelly. So a bit of a revenge game here for Kelly, first start against his former team. For the pricing, I do see the Diamondbacks at around plus 130 in a spot or 2. I see the Rangers at around minus 150. For the over-under, I see 8. Now, I said a second ago that the Rangers are falling apart, and to go through the actual numbers here, they have lost 4 of their last 5, so they were in good form. They beat the Yankees in a series because the Yankees choked away a game or 2. But besides that, they've been pretty underwhelming lately, and it's why Seattle not only just jumped past them, but flew past them in the standings. So we'll see if the Rangers can get back on track here. Arizona's not good, but they've been hitting the ball well lately. Kelly, I think, is the better pitcher than Gallen. Gallen was good last start, but it might go back to just the price range that I'm referring to here, because I just don't want to lay 150 with Texas right now. So it's been kind of a common theme here where I don't feel great about taking the dog because I don't really like the dog as a team. But I think this price range is still too high. I get Texas is great at home. I get that Kelly's been better than Gallen, but I don't want to lay 150 with a team that's lost 4 or 5. So I'll go with Arizona. I'm not happy about it, but I'll go with the plus 130.
Yeah, so that's a good breakdown, and for that reason, it kind of leads me into my bet. I like the first 5 minus a half a run for Texas because I think it's a good bounce back spot for Kelly. I don't really trust Gallen, especially on the road. I know he's been solid in his last 2 starts, 3 combined earned runs, but he allowed 16 in his prior 3. He's been up and down on the road, not really consistent at all. And Texas has faced some stiff competition. If you look at their last handful of series, it's been pretty tough competition. So, I mean, I don't really fault them a ton, but I think this is a good spot for them. I took them today with Leiter on the mound, and I think they'll parlay that into a win here. I just don't want to lay that 150, but I'll lay the minus half a run for some plus money on the first 5.
I actually thought about gambling on the under in this game because the Rangers' offense, which was an issue for the entire season, then they kind of figured it out a little bit. They scored 7 runs in the series opener against the Diamondbacks yesterday. Before that, though, they'd scored less than 3 runs in 5 straight. So we'll see if the Rangers' offensive struggles are fully back or if maybe the Diamondbacks pitching staff was what they needed to get back on track offensively. But you score less than 3 runs in 5 of 6. I'm going to have a hard time laying 150 with you in a game. Moving on to the next game on the card, you have the Padres taking on the Giants. Padres are 1 back. Somehow, they are 1 back in the division. Nice win there against Webb and the Giants. Fun game. They kind of broke through. I thought the Giants kept Webb in for too long. But either way, the Padres got the job done. Darvish was great in the game yesterday.
He's been good.
For this one, he was very, very good. Then Miller came in, he struck out the side, and it was a wrap.
He's damn good, man. Miller's damn good.
I don't know if you watched that inning. That was disgusting. Threw a bunch
I didn't watch it. I didn't watch it, but he's filthy.
Just watching the Giants try to hit him yesterday. He threw 2 change-ups inside the other batter's box.
Jesus
Both guys
Christ.
swung like the old Hideki Matsui swing, but like they weren't close to the ball. Like it was rough. And then he threw 103 to strike out the last guy. And I'm like, I don't know what you're supposed to do against this guy, but okay.
Filthy,
so that was Mason Miller yesterday, who just dominated. You Pavetta, though, in this one against we don't know. So we have no lines in this game. It's supposed to be maybe Tang. I don't know.
Yeah, that's why I have to. Yeah.
I don't know. Either way, point is I'm going Pavetta.
Yeah.
San Diego, look, I don't know if buying at the deadline is going to work out for them long term. They might pull this off. They can win this division. Like, I think it's actually doable. And you keep looking up, and Yamamoto gets killed by the Angels yesterday. Dodgers keep struggling. And San Diego is just quietly winning games. And that's kind of what you need. The Giants, though, they were good. Then the Giants happened, and they went back to being a 500 team. But we know that they pride themselves on home field. They've been really bad on their home field for the last couple of weeks. Good enough for me. I'll go San Diego. No lines at all. San Diego will be favored with Pavetta pitching, who's been really good.
Absolutely.
If it's below 160, 155, I'll probably just take San Diego.
Yeah, absolutely. I wish we get that price. And Tang's coming off 5 scoreless innings if it is him, so we might get a favorable price. I mean, Pavetta's been awesome, man. He's coming off his worst start since early June, so this is a perfect bounce back spot. I mean, despite that, he had a 1.78 ERA in his last 7 starts, 2 runs or less in 4 straight on the road, 3 hits or less in 5 of his last 6. So, I mean, he's been pretty dominant. So I think that was an outlier start. I would look at San Francisco's team total under. That's probably the best bet. Maybe you want to go first 5 team total under as well if you want to just get the full Pavetta experience. But I like San Diego minus 1.5, man. And like you said, if it is, I would lay 160. More than that, I would just I would just take it on the run line.
Yeah, it's kind of where I'm at. Even Tatis, who has not been pretty much good for the last couple, it hasn't mattered. Right. It just hasn't mattered. They keep winning. Yeah. And you're looking at all the main guys. You figured Tatis would have a monster season if they were 1 game out of the division. And he's not. So I'm just impressed by San Diego's mental toughness.
Bottom of their lineup has been hitting the ball wheel.
Yeah, it has. There was a stretch there about a month ago where they were... It wasn't looking good for San Diego. I thought they might miss the playoffs. Like it looked really bad, and then they turned it all around. So good for them. But we'll see if they can close it out over the next month and a half. Before we get into the remainder of the card for Wednesday, a reminder they're brought to you by our sponsor, which is MyBookie. Because available a ton of locations. You can bet on baseball, bet on WNBA, bet on golf, and of course football futures. You can also use crypto for deposits and payouts. When you sign up, though, use the promo code SGPN to get 100% of the match up to 1K. Terms and conditions apply with the promo code SGPN. We're also brought to you by Rhythm. They have smart signals, which have been crushing baseball and WNBA. So baseball, they have a lot of player props. Check them out, and they've been doing very well. For WNBA, last month in July, the smart signals were 97 and 65, ROI 15.64%. They've been crushing in August as well. Check out the app, though. Check out Smart Signals. Start betting smarter. And we also have a partnership link with Rhythm for a 7-day free trial. Go to sportsgambling.com. Rhythm to get your 7-day free trial. Welcome back, everyone, to the MLB Gambling Podcast. Finish going through the first couple games for Wednesday. Time to keep it rolling with the next game. You have the Phillies taking on the Reds. For this one, you have Sanchez against Green. Green's making his first start in a while. They need him because Lodolo died, but he's back. He has not pitched since June. We'll see how he looks in this one. For this matchup, though, Philly is favored, as Philly's around minus 136. The Reds are plus 116, plus 120. For the over-under, I do see 8.5. Now, Green's a massive question mark because he came off the IL once this season. He barely lasted, and his strikeout stuff was non-existent. And then he got injured again. Sanchez, though, is going to be a Cy Young finalist. He's probably not going to win because Skeens is a lunatic, but he's probably going to finish in the top three.
That's crazy. That's crazy. He's been so Phillies, good that he's not going to win. Like it's not even going to be close.
Though, the Phillies might finish second and third because they have Wheeler too, who's in the race. Even though Wheeler's kind of cooled down a little bit lately, but Sanchez has been rolling. I feel really good about my call. I don't usually do victory laps when it wasn't a lock or dog, but I picked Taijuan Walker to win a game. And he actually won a game. I feel pretty good about that. But either way, I'm going with the Phillies in this one. Green's too big of a question mark. One concern, though, that I have to at least address, mainly the last couple of days, this Reds bullpen has been especially bad for the last couple games. And that's a big reason why they lost the game in the opener. Abbott was good. It didn't matter because the bullpen got shelled. So even if Green goes pretty well, he might only go 5 because it's his first start in basically 2 months. Have fun with the bullpen for probably 4 innings. Give me the Phillies.
Yeah, I like the Phillies as well. I mean, it's funny that we were talking about Green yesterday, and you said he should be back soon, and he comes back the next day, which is
they need him. They got to figure it out.
Yeah, I didn't know he was that close, but yeah, I mean, you just never know with the type of injury history that he has. So it's a lot of uncertainty, and I know we know exactly what we're getting with Sanchez on the other side. I mean, he's been dominant on the road. 1 or less earned runs in 8 of his last 9 overall. So, I mean, we know what we're getting. Don't trust the bullpen. I like the Phillies at this number.
Yeah, I think that Sanchez is just too good to really avoid tailing at this point. So I'll go with the Phillies in this one. Moving on to the Mariners. Speaking of teams that have been in good form lately, you have the Mariners, who've been really good. They're 1 game back now of Houston. Against Baltimore, who's doing whatever the hell they're doing. For this one, you have Gilbert against Rogers. For the pricing, I do see the Mariners around minus 140. I see Boston at around plus 120. Over-under, I see 9 or 8.5. The wind might be blowing out. Give me the under. I don't even care. I feel like this total's way too high. I know Seattle's offense has been better lately with the acquisitions they made. I understand that Baltimore can, on occasion, show up offensively, but Gilbert is still a solid innings eater, pretty good pitcher. And you're looking at Rogers, who's been incredible so far this season. 9 feels really high for a total. Give me the under.
Yeah, I don't necessarily disagree. I kind of like Baltimore in the specific spot.
For the pricing, I like Baltimore too, by the way. But I looked at the total and just said 9 doesn't feel right.
Yeah, Gilbert's been good. I mean, 3 or less in 4 of his last 5. 2 of those were scoreless innings pitched, or scoreless games pitched. I'm sorry. But he's not been good on the road. I mean, he's got 4+ earned in 4 of his last 5 on the road. Rogers has been unbelievable. What is it? I think he has 31 2/3 innings pitched at home. He's only allowed 1 run. I think my math is right. But he's been dominant. 6 straight quality starts. I think this price-wise is a little too good to pass up. So I'll take Baltimore at home, although Seattle's been really good.
Yeah. Seattle has been good. I just think the price is too big, with Rogers being in great form so far this season. Mm-hmm. Moving on to the next game, Marlins taking on the Guardians. So for this one, Miami's kind of cooled off a bit lately. You have Perez against Williams. Williams Is this his first start since throwing about 190 pitches against the Mets? Okay, cool.
Yep.
So just to go through the numbers there, by the way, because he went 8 2/3, there were 126 pitches. For reference, he threw 96 against the A's, then threw 79, then threw 96 and 126. So his arm might fall off in this start. We'll see what happens. Perez, though, has been good so far this season. For the pricing, I do see the Guardians being favored. The Guardians are around -125. I see Miami at around +105. For the over-under, I do see it being set at around 7.5. So I said I was going to do it last week. I'm going to keep my word. Even though the Guardians have been good lately, and even though I recognize that they are a pretty good home team, I'm not backing a pitcher in 2025 who threw north of 120 pitches in his last outing. That's not going to happen. Give me Miami.
Yeah, that was a core to my handicap, and I like Gavin Williams. He's a North Carolina guy as well. He's got some walk issues though, and we don't know how that arm fatigue is going to be. And Perez has been really good. I mean, he's coming off his probably one of his worst starts of the year on the road. Like prior to that though, he had 4 combined runs in the previous 6. He allowed 5 earned in his last start. He's got a low hit rate. I don't really think Cleveland's offense is. I mean, they've been playing well, but I still don't believe in them to be consistently, good. And I mean, we all know the trend for fading pitchers off of no hitters, off of complete games, off of complete game shutout. Anything dealing with these type of high leverage spots is a good fade spot. So I'm going to take Miami.
Yeah. Once again, if you want to go Cleveland, you're not worried about the arm fatigue. I would take Cleveland, but the fact is he did throw 126 pitches in his last start. I have to factor it in because that's a throwback to 2006. Like I have to at least include that. So yeah, once again, I'll go with Miami on principle. Maybe first 5 you want to avoid the bullpen. Just assume that Gavin Williams struggles in the start, but either way, I'll go for Miami in this one. Moving on to the Twins against their dads at around 7 p.m. You have Ryan against Schlittler. For this one, the Twins are about +110. The Yankees are around -130. For the over-under in this one, I see around 8.5. The Yankees, whenever they need a bounce back, just hopefully they have the Twins on the schedule because they've owned this team for 20-plus years. But we saw that again in the opener. Yankees dominated. Probably the most sweat-free win the Yankees have had in, a month at this point. But the Yankees look good. A bunch of home runs early. They coasted. I thought that Warren was quite good in the start yesterday. Schlittler's been interesting as a young prospect. I think he's got pretty good stuff. You could argue that, once again, he's still not trustworthy. That's fine. I think he's serviceable. Now, Ryan's been really good this season, so I think that the Twins have the better pitcher. But I do think based on just the ownership, I got to go Yankees. It's not like -120, but they own this damn team. I feel like picking against the Yankees when the Twins are around, historically speaking, is a donation. And yes, I know that each season should be a case study, but I don't know if it's like a boogeyman situation or whatever. They can't win Yankee Stadium. They just can't win in this ballpark. So I'll go with the Yankees at -120.
Yeah, I feel similar to you, and that was pretty much my breakdown on the last show that we did, because I thought that this was a get right spot, good win for our Yankees yesterday. But I think this is probably one of the games that I would take Minnesota with Ryan on the mound. I mean, it
makes sense. It's +110. Like, I get it. It's just I'm terrified of just the historical dominance that one team has over the other.
Yeah, and like Ryan's been really good, man. I mean, most of his starts has been at home, though. I will say that 2 or less in 7 of his last 8, and like I'm worried that Minnesota, like if Schlittler can't go, like, because he allows. I mean, he's been fine, but he does allow like home runs. Like that's his thing. He's really steady though, but he's bound to allow like 1 or 2 home runs. He does every game since he's been starting. So I'm worried that might cost him in a high leverage spot. And so if Minnesota like puts 3 or 4 on the board early on, I'm kind of worried about that. So I'm going to take a shot with Minnesota. Hoping I'm wrong, but I think Minnesota at plus money is a little bit too much to pass on, especially with a pitcher like Ryan on the mound.
I get it. Ryan's really good. I just once again have to kind of, I don't want to say deal with the consequences, but I'll hold my nose and take the Yankees until the Twins show me they can win in this building for once. But either way, Buxton came back. He homered, so at least he got that going for him for Minnesota. Moving on to the next game, Cubs taking on the Blue Jays. You have Horton against Gausman. For this one, you have the Cubs being dogs slightly. Toronto's minus 125. I do see the Cubs at around plus 105, plus 110. For the over-under, I see 8.5 in this one. So for Gausman this season, 8-8, 3.85 ERA. He's been worse at home slightly, but he has been mostly good. Had one bad start against the Royals, 6 innings, 5 runs. But the other 3 starts, 7 innings, 1 run against the Rockies, 6 innings, 1 hit against the Tigers, and 7 innings, 1 run against the Yankees. So he's been mostly really good for the last month or so. Now, Horton's been good too. 3.18 ERA. On the road, though, he's been quite bad, 5.19 ERA, but he's allowed 0 runs in 4 straight. I like the under in this game. I think 8.5 is just too high. You can make an argument for the Cubs because I think Horton's a solid pitcher, or at least what he's shown lately. The road numbers might be a bit concerning, but we'll see. I think 8.5 is too high. Give me the under in this game.
I agree with that as well, with especially the way that, and Gausman's been solid outside of that one start versus Kansas City. He's got his swing and miss stuff pretty going, 8+ Ks in 3 of his last 4. Horton's been extremely good. He only had allowed 10 hits in his last 4 games. He has been a lot more gettable on the road, though, which is kind of why I don't really want to trust him in this spot. So, I wouldn't say not trust him, but I think it could go, it is a chance that it could go a little bit rocky here. And by a little bit rocky, he maybe can give up 3 earned, but I'll take the under. I like the first 5 under even more if you had to put me on the spot. But yeah, I like that full game under that you just brought down as well.
Yeah, I do want to point out quickly, though, I do want to call somebody out because I feel like I have to do it. I got to call out PCA. You got to get it together, buddy. You got to figure it out. So you can throw it out there. So far in the month of August, he has 33 at-bats, including walks and hit by pitches. He has 0 walks, by the way, 1 hit by pitch. So in 34 plate appearances, do you want to guess what his on-base percentage is in the month of August?
Oh, well, I know it's not good. I have no idea. I don't even know what a guess is. I don't even know because I don't want to guess too low. Yeah, I have no idea.
You can guess whatever you want. I'm just throwing it out there.
Yeah. You said on-base percentage?
On-base percentage. What do you think it is?
Let's see.
You can do batting average, whichever you want to give.
Yeah, let's go batting average. Batting average is a little bit better for me. So let's go batting average of 205.
Yeah, you wish it was 205. He's got a batting average of 91 in the month of August. He has an on-base percentage of 118.
I was gonna say 200.
I understand there are slumps involved, and I get it's a long season. But there was a time where he was rumored to maybe be an actual MVP finalist or potential winner there. Look, you can't be that talented and bat below 100 in 30-plus plate appearances in a month. That can't happen, especially as the Brewers are running away with that division. I'm going to call out PCA. You got to step up at some point. I feel like I got to mention that. We keep talking about the Cubs and how the offense has kind of cooled off a bit lately. And that's a big reason why. Because your MVP candidate guy has been kind of just a lost cause at the plate for the last 3 weeks. So there you go. Wanted to mention him, but either way, we'll see how this game goes. Moving on to the Braves taking on the Mets. For this one, you're looking at the pitching matchup being between Carrasco against Peterson. Now, for the pricing, I see the Mets being favored about minus 200. I see Carrasco and the Braves at around plus 165. For the over-under, I see 8.5. Now, we know Carrasco, for lack of a better word, stinks. And Peterson's been good at home, 2.33 ERA. Last start, he was not very good, though. Gave up 4 earned in 6 innings against the Guardians. He was good before that, though, as he had 3 straight starts of going 6 innings while giving up a total of 3 runs. So I understand why the price is where it is. Carrasco, we know, is kind of a batting practice pitcher. Peterson's been good for the most part. Do I want to lay $2 with the Mets? Not really. But I really don't want to bet Carrasco either. So I'm just stuck. I got nothing to really bet on. Like. On principle, I guess it's the Braves for the price, and you just hope the Mets choke as the game goes on. But there's no way I'm putting money on either of these teams. I can't stand the Braves. The Mets, we know, have been imploding. What are they, 1-11 in their last 12? 1-12 in their last 13?
Yeah, they only won one game
of those?
In a long time. Yeah, in a long time.
They're laying $2. I can't do it. So, in a match between 2 teams that I really don't want anything to do with, I'll abstain. I'll avoid the game. But for value, I guess I'm on the Braves. God help me. What do you want for this game?
I like the team total over for the Mets. I mean, I said yesterday, I think this is another get right series for a team who needs it. And we saw the Yankees get a win yesterday. I think the Mets are prime candidates to break out. I mean, we know what they do at home, just not lately, but just over the longevity of the season. I think that it'll pretty much they'll get back on track here. Peterson's coming off his worst home start of the year, so I think he'll get that corrected. Carrasco 9 earned on 16 hits in 11 2/3 since joining the Braves. He's got a high hit rate. He's between 3 and 4 runs, his last 4 on the road. So if we can give up 4 runs there, I think they'll get a run or 2 off the bullpen. So I like the Mets team total over.
Yeah. Moving on to the next game, you have a matchup between the Red Sox and the Astros. Fun opener, which the Astros barely held on to win, but nice win for them. You have Brown against Buehler for this one. For the pricing, I see Houston being around -165. I see Boston being around +140. For the over-under, I see 8 or 7.5. So Brown's been good again, which is good for him because he was great earlier in the year. Then he had a bad month, and since then he's been quite good. So it's nice to see him back on track. Buehler, we know, has not been very good, but he was off a good start. Gave up no runs against the Padres in 6 innings. So you know what? He pitched well for once. For this one, though, I think the right team's favored. Boston quietly is starting to slump. They have lost 3 in a row. They've lost 4 of their last 5. As for the Astros, they've been really good, and it seems like the Correa move, at least in the short term, has been quite good because the offense has gotten some juice back. He's batting over 400 since joining the team in 10 games. I think Houston wins. I'll go Houston first 5 -0.5 a run.
Yeah, I had trouble with this game, to be quite honest with you, because usually I wanted to fade Buehler, but he had been inconsistent early on, but then he got better in the last month and a half. He's been really solid the last month and a half.
Do you like the under then at 8?
Yeah, I could kind of see that as well. Maybe you could first 5 under. Buehler's so he's faced a tough schedule. I mean, don't get me wrong. He's faced San Diego, Houston, the Dodgers, and Philadelphia, in a span. And he allowed 3 earned, but he did allow 9 hits in 4 1/3 versus Houston last week. So they hit him pretty good. They just kind of did not they couldn't capitalize. And Brown's got 6 straight winless starts, but he's pitched well, 2 or less in 3 straight. He allowed 13 in his prior 3. So like you said, he's trending in the right direction. So yeah, I guess I can get behind it under here. I'm thinking we see a closer game, maybe like a 4-3 type of game. What was the total? 8.
Yeah, I saw 8 or 7.5. So if you want the under, you can.
4-3 will get us under both of those numbers. Whoever wins, I have no idea. I'll root for you. So
yeah. Moving on to the next game, Dodgers taking on the Angels. For this one, I see Ohtani against Hendricks. Now, for this one, the Dodgers just can't beat this damn team. The Angels have just owned them. I don't know.
We talked about that yesterday too. I mean, we talked about it for today's game, but I
took the Dodgers anyway. Unfortunately for Monday, and Yamamoto was terrible. But
okay.
Yeah, either way, I mean, I got to mention this because so far this season they have played a total of 4 games. And the Angels have won every game by at least 2 runs. So the reverse run line has been paying like crazy in these matchups. But Ohtani's going, I don't know how long, against Hendricks. For the pricing, Dodgers are about -200 on the road. See the Angels at around +170. For the over-under, I see 9. Give me the Angels. I'll get weird with it. Dodgers, I thought, might have found something against Toronto. They blew the game on Sunday. They no-showed the game on Monday. And we're back to where we started. 1 game. I did not think San Diego would get back to 1 game, but that's where we're at. The Angels, I don't know if it's a big brother, little brother thing where it doesn't matter where they are in the standings, but they just get up for this game. It's their World Series, so to speak. Good enough for me. Give me the Angels at around +170. Dodgers have to beat this damn team once before I back them again. So give me the Angels at +170.
Yeah, well, I think they'll beat them tonight, hopefully, because I got to bet on them to win tonight. But yeah, I think Ohtani's, he's ramping up. I think he had 8 Ks in his last start.
Yeah, give or take.
So. And he had a homer. So I do like that. But that recent success hasn't been. And Hendricks has actually been really good in his last few home starts. But again, I'm going to trust the Dodgers to get it done. I'm going to lay the 1.5. I think they break out of that slump tonight, and it carries over to tomorrow. So I'll go Oppo U and take the Dodgers.
Yeah, once again, Dodgers should win this game, but I'm tired of just looking at big numbers for a team that's been bad the last couple of weeks. So that's kind of where I'm at. Yeah. Moving on to the last game, though, Rays taking on the A's. You have Rasmussen against Ginn. For this one, you're looking at the Rays, who are laying 125. You're looking at the A's, who are plus 105. For the over-under in this game, I see it around 9.5. So we know Rasmussen's been good this season. The issue is always the length, because they've been careful with his innings until recently, because the last 3 starts he's gone 5+. So I guess they just decided, screw it, we'll let him pitch again. So welcome back, I guess. So maybe he'll go 5+ again. I don't think Ginn's that good, but he's not that bad. He's kind of in the middle.
Mm-hmm.
I think this price feels right to me. I think that Tampa should be favored with Rasmussen pitching, but I also don't trust either team at all in late innings. So I'm just stuck on this game. I guess Tampa first 5. I'll back Rasmussen by himself.
Yeah,
but that's kind of it. That's all I got.
Yeah, I like the Tampa first 5. I like Tampa full game as well, but the first 5 minus a half a run is really good. I mean, Rasmussen, 1.77 ERA since the All-Star break, 11 1/3 innings pitched, scoreless streak going. He's got 2 or less in 6 straight. This is typical. Like, I like the A's team better than I do the Tampa team, but I like Rasmussen better than I do Ginn. And you talked about it with Ginn. I mean, 4.39 ERA since rejoining the rotation in mid-July. He does have a little bit of walk issues, 7 walks in his last 2. Can Tampa take advantage of that? I think behind a good performance from Rasmussen, they can, but let's do that early on. So minus a half a run early on for Tampa is, I think, a good bet.
That's how I feel, but I'm probably not going to bet this game, to be honest.
I will be betting this game.
Okay, I will not be. So there you go. Anyway, point is, before we get into the Lock and Dog picks, a reminder, they're brought to you by Circa, because they are hosting 3 of the biggest football contests of the upcoming NFL season. They have Circa Million, Circa Survivor, and Circa Grandissimo, worth $20 million guaranteed prizes. And a reminder that you can hang out with SGPN at the Circa contest weekend from the 21st to 23rd of August. An amazing weekend, including live shows at open bars. Plus, you get 15% off your stay at Circa with the code SGP15. Contest open to everyone. Sign up in a bottle quick render with the help of our proxy. Go to footballcontest.com. Use code SGP to get $50 off your proxy fees. We're also brought to you by Fantasy. We must have been doing Best Mania happening all summer long. 15 million prizes, 2 minute first place, no waiver wire, no arguments about trades. Best way to play fantasy football. You can also use Underdog for pick'em entries. They have, once again, a lot of options, a lot of different sports for pick'em, and you can win up to 500 times your entry. When you sign up, though, for your new account, use the code MLBSGPN. You get a special pick in the first time that offer up to 1K bonus cash on fantasy promo code MLBSGPN. Welcome back, everyone, to the MLB Gambling Podcast. Finished going through all the games for Wednesday. Time to move on into the Lock and Dog picks. Lonte, I'll let you go first as always. What's going to be your Lock and Dog for the show?
Yeah, let's go minus 140 with Phillies. A little bit of juice, but I think it's worth the squeeze. Sanchez obviously has been really good. Don't really know what to expect from Green. The bullpen has been in bad form, like you brought up with Cincinnati. I think the Phillies can take advantage of that, especially if Green is I didn't read anything about him being on like a restriction, but you got to think that they're going to be monitoring him with his history. Mm-hmm. So regardless of whether they say it or not, we can kind of see they're going to be monitoring that pitch count. So if they get to the bullpen early, that's even more in favor of this bet. So I like Philly minus 140. For the dog, I'm going to go to Baltimore. I mean, I think Rogers has been really good. He's been dominant at home. Plus 120. Gilbert's not been good on the road. I know Seattle's been playing well, and Baltimore's had that number. I know they lost last night, but Baltimore's kind of had that number and played them well. So I'm going to take what I perceive to be not a better pitcher, but he's a better than average pitcher, dominant at home, and we're getting him at a dog. So I'm going to take the plus 120 with Baltimore.
Yeah. So for my lock, I am going to go back to the well here. I could do this as a dog play, actually, because it actually is plus money. But I might just give out 2 plus money plays anyway. For my lock, give me the Brewers again, minus 1.5, plus 110. I mean, there's a reason why I keep saying this team's a wagon. It's because they're a wagon. They win all the damn time, and I'm getting plus 110. Keller has seen the Brewers a lot, and he's not been good against them. So in 100 plate appearances Milwaukee's batters have against Keller, 326 batting average, a 380 on base. And it's worth mentioning, somewhere in that list, Aaron Ashby is 0 for 2. He's a pitcher. Quintana is 0 for 2 as well. So if you take the pitchers out of the equation, the batter numbers are actually better than they're listed on ESPN against Keller. Woodruff, I think, is very good. Milwaukee, we know, is great, and Pittsburgh stinks. So that's all I really got to add there. Give me the Brewers plus 110 as my lock for the show on the run line. For my dog, what did I want to go with here? Thought about Miami just fading Williams blindly, but I think I'll pass on that angle. I didn't mind Baltimore, but Sorry, let me just see if there's anything else. You know what? It's going to sound like a dangerous play. It probably is, but I'll take a shot with it anyway. I'm going to go with the Nationals. I'll go with the Nationals plus 158. I like the price. It's mainly based on the Royals. I just don't think they're good enough to be laying 190. I get Lugo at home has been fine, but the fact is he did get shelled the last start. I don't think Irvin's that good, but in reality, I see a high-scoring game. I think the Royals just laying this number is just leaving too much meat on the bone for the Nationals on principle. Give me the Nationals as a dog at around plus 158 as my dog play for the show. Anyway, for the home run picks, Lonte, what do you like as your home run guy?
Yeah, we'll stay with that same game, man. I like Sal Perez for Kansas City. I think that, Irvin's given up a ton of contact. I think top of the lineup, I think Sal went 2 of 4 yesterday and hit a homer. So I like his odds to, maybe not hit one today, but hit one tomorrow. He should be really effective against a high contact pitcher like Irvin. So let's go Sal Perez.
Okay. For mine, yeah, do I want to go with him? Even though, his numbers have not been that great against him historically, but he does have a home run against him. I'll do it. Give me Juan Soto in this one. Hit a decent weekend against Milwaukee.
I thought you were going to go Tatis.
No, I'm not. No, I tried Tatis. No, I can't do that. No. Especially in that ballpark. I'm not going to take a home run guy in San Francisco. They're just not going to happen. But in Citi Field against Carrasco, I'll take a shot with it. Soto, I know that Mets fans are giving him a hard time. I get it. Fact is, he had a good series against Milwaukee over the weekend, and I do think that can carry over into Citi Field here. Carrasco, though, gets a bunch of home runs, and I think it's a good spot for Soto. I'll take him as my home run pick for the show. Anyway, it's going to wrap it up for the MLB Gambling Podcast. I will not be back tomorrow. I'll be traveling to Vegas. Either way, though, Mal should be back. So, once again, no prop show in the morning as well. Lonte, anything else you want to add?
Man, enjoy your trip. Hope you have a safe trip, man, in Vegas. Are you signing up for contest there?
I am not.
Oh, okay.
No.
Cool.
Once again, it's not because I'm a coward. I just have better uses for $2,000, basically. So
yeah, I might. You know what? I'll talk to you. I might get you to sign me up for that college football. I'll talk to you. I'll talk to you about it.
Well, once again, you can use the proxy service, so I can sign you up, but you'd have to actually do it every week to get somebody to fill in for you.
Yeah, that's cool. Okay, cool.
I have nothing against contests, but I think if it was online, if it was digital, I might consider it. But having to sign up, then having to get a proxy to submit my picks every week,
proxies aren't cheap either.
I feel like
they are cheap.
Just a massive amount of effort, and I'm just not really interested in that.
That's fair.
I'm basically paying a weekly fee for somebody to put in my picks. I'm just not interested in that prospect. But once again, if you're into contests, that's your thing. I will do a Survivor most likely, but that's usually with some offshore book or some whatever thing I can just do on my phone. Something very simple. I'll get added to a run your pool thing with like 200 people, and I'll do one of those. That's kind of how I do my Survivor stuff. But anyway, point is I'll be there with Sean, with Kramer, with Adam. So I'll be getting drunk with the SGPN crew. Until next time, good luck to all of you and all of your bets. Bye, everyone.